Right, boys and girls, we've talked about our animals that have different patterns, and giraffe is going to be our main theme for this project. Now, if you see this one here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to create lines that are raised and that you can touch. And how you do that is you actually use a bottle of white glue, and you're going to glue draw. So initially what we need is a sheet of yellow construction paper, and I've already pre-made giraffe templates. You're going to get a pencil, and I'll use a Sharpie marker so that you can see how we're doing this. You're going to get a pencil and you're going to trace around this giraffe shape. Now, I've already done designs and patterns on this giraffe to give you an idea of what we're looking for. When we do our design on our giraffe, we do not want to make them that they're so tiny, because even though our pencil point is very fine, the tip of the glue when it comes out is very thick, so we want nice bold designs for our giraffe. So initially what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big circle for its eye like that, and a smile. And this is what we're going to be doing with our glue lines. I'll give him a bit of a shape for his neck as well. And then I'm going to create great big patches. So as I said to you just earlier, don't make your designs very small. And you're going to fill up the body with sort of like free form designs. It's like a patchwork jigsaw puzzle pattern. Bring him down, do a little bit on the legs, give him some hoofs there, just big toenail basically, and we'll give him some more designs around here. Alright, and then here we're going to make that leg come up like that, and this one come up like that, and there so far is our giraffe. Now when we get our glue bottle, if you just give it a little squeeze, you can hear the air coming out, so you know it's not blocked. And this is how we're going to glue draw. We're going to put our point, hold the bottle upwards, and we're going to draw and trace over all those lines. Now you're going to do it in pencil, because when this glue dries, it actually dries clear. It's like glass actually, and it dries and it's raised. I've got one that I've already finished, so that when we get to this part I will bring it round so that you can actually feel the raised lines. So if you see how I'm doing this, I'm going to trace around, and you see how thick the glue lines are? We don't want them that they're so skinny, and I'll come around and I'll check with you to make sure that they're not too skinny, because if they start to dry during the class, that means that they're not thick enough, and then they won't be raised enough to do the next stage. It really takes a full day for this glue drawing to dry. I bring that down. And I'll finish these patches here. Bring this up. Okay, and you can see already that we're getting a great design going with this glue. Let me just do his eye there. There we are, nearly done. And then when we move this glue drawing, we're actually going to put cardboard underneath to make it stable, because the glue is actually very heavy, and it makes the construction paper fold and bend, and when that happens the glue starts to roll off, and we don't want that to happen. We want to keep our pictures flat so that they can dry. Okay, we're just going to finish this off here. And also, if you find that you've missed some areas, you can actually add a few extra details if you've missed a bit that you haven't drawn in. So it's like free drawing with glue. Okay, now, and there so far is our glue drawing. And as I said, we're going to put a piece of cardboard underneath it so that we can move it and we keep it flat, and it takes a full day. When it is dry, you end up with something like this. Now this one I've already started to do a bit of pastel blending on it, but you can see the lines are shiny and you can see where the pencil lines are, but it's shiny but it's actually raised. Next stage is we do chalk pastel, and I'm just going to pick about 3 colours and we do a section at a time, and we fill in, and you go over those glue lines. Because they're shiny, they do not take the colour. And if you see that, then I just get my finger and I blend. And I do sections at a time. I don't do the whole thing in one go. And if you can see, I'm using the point of the pastel. I'm not using it at the side. And again, just do a light blend. Don't overdo it. And I'm going to bring a bit of yellow, a bit of orange, and I'll use a bit of that tanny brown. And I continue to do that until my whole giraffe is completely filled. And then, when we're finished, we're going to come up to the work table when all the blending's done, and then we're going to get a brayer, which is a printer's roller, and with some paint we're going to roll over very lightly the surface, and that's where it catches the glue lines. Now if you can see here, I actually added in some extra detailing. This is what I meant by free drawing. Some trees, the sun, some branches. So I put my animal, my giraffe, in its environment, and some grass as well along the bottom. And that's what I'd like you to do at the very end as well. So what we're going to do, just to recap, we trace around our template, we do our animal pattern in great big patches. Remember not to make them too small because you're glue drawing. Then you're going to trace over all those lines to have a glue drawing just like this. We're going to set it straight and flat on a piece of cardboard for it to dry. And when it's dry, then we're going to do chalk pastel blending, and at the very end we use a printer's brayer and we go over it and it catches just the glue lines. And there, boys and girls, is your Giraffe Impasto project.